So I am surprised and happy to be on the other side of presentations this week. So rather than giving you a history moment about other people, I'll give you a brief history moment about myself. I am originally from San Diego, California. Some of my family still lives there. And I went to Pomona College, one of the Claremont colleges, where I received a BA in history. And I had actually about 5 internships, I think, from high school through college and then shortly after college, which eventually led me here. And so this picture is from my past history here at the Smithsonian, where I've worked now for 26 years and counting. Many of you know that I love music. You may recall that I did pretty well on some opera quizzes we've had in the past. That's in part due to the fact that I grew up in a very musical family. My parents played chamber music. We went to opera. Apparently, even when I was very small, they took me to an opera and were concerned, that I'd be making a noise or causing problems. And instead, I sat perched on the edge of my seat and watched the entire thing. So clearly, classical music has been a part of my life, and I played violin and piano and sang, none of which I sadly do now. But you may not know that I'm also an expert on the invention of the electric guitar. This was a project I took on shortly after I joined the Smithsonian. I really lucked out. Someone as junior as I was at the time typically wouldn't get to curate an exhibition. So through a series of events, I ended up being a co-curator on an exhibit about the invention of the electric guitar. And although that happened way back in 1996, I am still called on frequently to speak on behalf of the museum about the history of the electric guitar. And one of my proudest moments was being called up to talk on behalf of Prince's Yellow Cloud guitar, which you see there in the center, when he was passed. But I've also had the great honor to meet a lot of guitarists and other famous people over the years working at Smithsonian. Everybody from Eddie Van Halen, to whom I sung Happy Birthday with some of my colleagues, meeting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who I got to escort through the museum, many fascinating inventors and innovators from all different backgrounds, from Stephanie Kwolek, who invented Kevlar, to Lonnie Johnson, who's shown in a picture here, who invented the Super Soaker, among other more environmentally impactful inventions. He is best known for the Super Soaker gun, water gun, which is a toy. But this picture kind of gives you a sense of some of my life now or recently, as the Smithsonians were closed, of course, and even now we're doing a lot more virtual programming. So you can see in the center here, I've done a lot of interviewing on Zoom. This is just one example of an interview session I did with several inventors, which was great fun. Also on the right, is my right, you'll see me talking on stage. That was shortly before the shutdown. I had the honor of meeting inventor Jim West and his entrepreneurial daughter and talking with them. I also am the head of exhibitions and interpretation for the museum's Lemelson Center for the Study of Invention and Innovation, which I should have mentioned. So in that role, beyond doing programming, I also head up our exhibitions. And so one that you can see at the museum now is called Places of Invention. There's a picture there of our Hall of Invention and Innovation. It looks like I'm also going to become the acting head of invention education for a while because my colleague is leaving. So I'll also be directing Spark Lab, which is our hands-on invention space that hopefully will reopen soon. The ridiculous picture of me wearing a foam Statue of Liberty hat is from when we reopened the second floor east of the museum that features several exhibits you should check out if you haven't already. One on American democracy and one on called Many Voices, One Nation, about immigration to this country. And then I'll just kind of say that 2 other things that I love are travel. So here's a picture of me at the active volcano near Reykjavik, Iceland. I was just there in June. And then on the right, you'll see a picture from 300 miles north of the Arctic Circle in Finland. I got to see the majestic Northern Lights. The travel, both domestically and internationally like this, are really what I work for and what I live for. I've been fortunate enough to go to 44 countries so far. This fall, my mom, my favorite traveling companion, and I are going to Croatia and Montenegro in October. So that's exciting. And hopefully next year, I've got a couple more countries in. I'm trying to get up to my birthday, the number of countries. So I turned 50 during COVID, and I'm hoping to get up to 50 countries before my next birthday, but that may not be possible. Nonetheless, This gives you a little snapshot of my life. It's been an honor and pleasure to be part of this club since 2012. Thank you for having the opportunity to share a little bit of my story. And I hope you'll come back to the Smithsonian now that we're reopened. So thank you so much.